All right, I'm going to be demoing a new app I created based off of a product Google used to have that they shut down in 2013. It was called Google Reader. It was a RSS feed reader. It was really great, but Google decided to shut it down because it wasn't making them money or it wasn't going towards their strategy or whatever. It was a shame they closed it. I loved it, and I decided to make a feed reader for RSS feeds using Claude and on top of BFFless. So here's just a quick demo where you have you have some folders, and I have different feeds, and you can go in and you can just real simple see your RSS feeds. You can add new feeds here. You can refresh everything and it pulls everything down, and it runs a cron job in the background to fetch stuff while you're not there. So when you open it up, it's ready. So just gonna go through installing that on BFFless. Shouldn't be too much to do using Claude. It's pretty straightforward. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to Backend. Let's see. I have admin.toshimoto.dev, and I have this installed already. I'm going to go ahead and delete it though, and we're going to install it fresh. So just going to come into this project, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the repository. BFFless apps test, delete repository. So now there is nothing in this instance of BFFless. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to my terminal. And here I have cloned the apps repo. If I do git remote v, you can see I have my upstream, which is the apps repo. And then I have a forked version of it, which is up to date with the apps repo. So if I do git pull upstream main, it's up to date. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tell Claude to deploy the reader and using the MCP server and the pipeline. I have deleted the reader on toshimoto.dev, and I want you to install it fresh. You'll need to create the pipelines using the MCP server. You'll need to deploy the application, and you'll need to create a domain, reader.toshimoto.dev, and you'll need to create the aliases along with anything else that your instructions tell you for deploying the reader. Okay, let's see what it says. So it's running the install app skill, which is part of BFFless apps. Now it's calling some pipelines. It's getting its understanding of the pipelines. It's seeing there's 0 projects and 0 domains. It's a fresh install. All right, it created the project. So let's go ahead and switch over to it and take a look. So now we have a project. It's going to be pretty much empty. No rules, no aliases, nothing, just an empty project. So now it's creating the schemas, the backend database tables that it will use to save the information. So this will be, we have our reader feeds and our reader items. Now it's creating the rule set, our backend endpoints with our 11 rules. So switching back over, we have our proxy rules. We can see our rule set, and now it's creating 11 rules. It's created 3 of them. Now it's on 4. So we have a reverse proxy for the authentication, so it can get authenticated. You have remove feeds, list feeds, add feed. Now we have a folders, setting a folder pipeline. Let's see, remove feeds, still calling the backend endpoints. We're almost there. There's 11 of them, so right now we have 9. All right, we got 11, it looks like. All 11 rules created. And now create the 2 background schedules. I don't think we have a way in the UI to do background schedules yet. MCP server can do it. I need to expose it at the UI level so you can see like background jobs here. That will be something I do next. But point is that it has the ability to kick off pipelines at a specific time rather than through an API call alone. That's really great. So I can say, hey, refresh my feed every morning at 6 a.m. and it goes out and it downloads all the new items. All right, got to create the alias first, it said. So now it needs to go in and create an alias. Here's the alias it created. And then it's going to create the domain after that. Yeah, now it's creating the domain reader.toshimoto.dev, which maps to the reader alias with the path apps reader dist. That is our dist build file from our front end. Alright, it created the domain. So jumping back to look at the domain, we can see that it's got this domain. I won't click it quite yet. I'm not sure it's ready. Let's see. It is updating the domain. It is not a public domain. Only I have access to it. All right, let me update the memory. So it should be done. So let's go ahead and test it out. Great, so empty dashboard. You have light mode, we have dark mode. We can adjust the size. And let's go ahead and add a feed item. So here's a Jordy Visser macro AI and crypto Substack. I'm gonna grab this URL. I'm gonna paste it in here and click add. And it pulled it all in. Now I can come in here and I can add a label, just call it AI, and then we can see that he's got all of his posts in here. I'm going to mark them all as red. And let's add one more. Jesse Myers. Take this and add the feed URL. There it is. So real simple UI. It is a feed reader. It's a great decentralized way to get up-to-date information on all the different areas of interest that that you're focused on learning and reading about, and news. A little bit sort of more decentralized than using something like Twitter, these other services. So it's just a feed reader that sits on top of BFFless. It should be super easy to install. Yeah, give it a try. Love to hear any feedback you have, any feature requests, or any bugs you come across. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.